So you're thinking about getting into cardio, but you want to do it at home. It can feel a little overwhelming, right? Where do you even start? What moves are good? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a simple, clear plan to get you moving.
You know, one of the biggest things that holds people back is thinking they don't have the right setup. Maybe you're in a tiny apartment or you don't have a single piece of fancy equipment. But here's the good news. Those are not deal breakers. Not at all.
And let's be really clear here. Working out at home isn't some kind of compromise. It's an incredibly powerful and super convenient way to get fit, especially if you're just starting out. Honestly, all you need is a little bit of floor space and the desire to get started. That's it.
Okay, so before we jump into the how-to, let's talk about the why. Because understanding what's actually happening inside your body when you do cardio, that's a huge motivator. It's about so much more than just burning off some calories.
So, the fancy term for all this is aerobic conditioning, but the idea behind it is beautifully simple. We're just using continuous rhythmic movements, think things like marching or stepping, to make our heart and lungs stronger and way more efficient.
And the payoff for doing this is just huge. Seriously. It's not just about your heart. Cardio strengthens your bones, builds your endurance, helps with managing your weight, and it is fantastic for your mood and your mental clarity. It even helps with blood sugar. It is a win-win-win for your entire body. So what's the goal here? Well, the American Heart Association gives us a really clear target to shoot for: 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio every week. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but you can totally break it down. Think of it as 5 30-minute sessions. Or hey, even little 10-minute bursts throughout the day. It all counts. Okay, we're feeling motivated, we have our goal. Now let's talk about the most important thing: being safe. A few super simple checks before you get started can make all the difference and make sure your workout is not only effective, but totally injury-free.
And this one, right here, is non-negotiable. This advice from the American Heart Association is absolutely crucial. If you have any health concerns at all, or you're just not sure, a quick chat with your doctor is the smartest first move you can possibly make.
Next up, let's prep your space. This is super easy. Just clear a little movement lane for yourself so you won't bump into anything. Definitely move that coffee table with the sharp corners out of the way. And then just do a quick test. Take a couple of steps forward, back, side to side. You'd be amazed what you might trip over.
You know, your body is brilliant at giving you signals. You just have to learn to listen to them. Things like chest pressure, sharp pain in your joints, or feeling dizzy. Those are not things you push through. They are very clear signs to stop, take a break, and call a doctor if they don't go away.
All right, our space is safe. We know the warning signs. Now for the million-dollar question. How hard are you supposed to be working? It's not about going all out until you can't move. It's about finding that perfect, just right, sweet spot. And the easiest way to do that? It's called the talk test. You don't need any fancy gadgets. It is exactly what it sounds like. You just check in on how well you can talk. It's a surprisingly accurate way to make sure you're in that perfect intensity zone. Now, if you're someone who likes things a little more structured, there's another great tool called the RPE scale. That stands for Rating of Perceived Exertion. Basically, it's a chart that helps you put a number on how hard the workout feels to you. From a 6, which is like no effort at all the way up to 20, which is your absolute max. And this little table brings those two ideas together perfectly. Remember that 15-minute weekly goal? We're aiming from that moderate zone, right in the middle. That means an RPE somewhere between 11 and 16. With the talk test, it means you can get out maybe 4 or 5 words at a time. If you can sing a whole song, you can probably push a little harder. If you can barely gasp out a single word, it's time to ease up. Okay, now for the fun stuff. What can you actually do in that little space you've cleared out? Let's build a menu of simple but really effective exercises that you can do in pretty much any room.
These moves are absolutely perfect because they don't require much space, they're low impact, and they're quiet, which is great if you live in an apartment. Marching in place, side steps, shadow boxing, these are the basic building blocks for an awesome at-home workout.
Let's just break one of these down so you can see how easy it is. The sit-to-stand is amazing for both cardio and strength. The key word here is control. You sit right on the edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor. Stand up without using your arms or momentum, and then, and this is really important, sit back down slowly and gently. No plopping down.
And here's the cool part. Once you get comfortable with a move, you can start to level it up. This is how you make progress.
So, a basic squat can become way more challenging just by raising your arms over your head or maybe holding a heavy book or a water bottle at your chest. These little tweaks make a huge difference over time.
All right, we've got the why, the safety checks, the moves. Let's put it all together into a simple 10-minute routine you can do literally right after you're done with this explainer. This is where it all gets real.
And every good workout, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, follows this exact same pattern. You start with a gentle warm-up to get your body ready. Then you hit your main workout in that moderate intensity zone, and you finish with a cool-down to bring your heart rate back down slowly. Never skip the warm-up or the cool-down.
So, here it is, your very first routine. We're calling it Steady and Calm. For the first 3 minutes, you'll warm up with some slow marching. Then for the next 5 minutes, you'll alternate between 30 seconds of marching and 30 seconds of side steps, and you'll finish with a nice 2-minute cool-down with some slow step taps. Simple, right? Totally doable.
And at the end of the day, this is the real secret. The absolute best workout in the world is the one you actually stick with. And consistency happens so much faster when your workout feels doable, even on those normal, busy, kind of tired days.
So there you have it. You have a complete plan. You know how to make your space safe, you know how to listen to your body, and you have your very first 10-minute routine ready to go. You've just taken back those 10 minutes. The only question left is, what are you going to build from here?